Have you seen
to make
that new documentary on Netflix, Life in Color?
Yes, I have. It's really cool. I encourage everyone to check it out.
Yeah, well, it's super cool. New appreciation for zebras after all.
Right? The way the herd and the stripes work together and just like
Yeah, those
distracts.
zebras figured it out. Um, they they hacked life. Not even just
We can wander our way over, because this is Wandering Ways.
what's Bigfoot possibility?
Clink.
Clink.
That's just how I feel. Just a nice little part of my day. It's Wednesday. We've been wandering for miles, for weeks, for however how long we've been wandering along. Hey, heck, this might be your first episode, and you're wandering with us, and you're like, "What the heck is this guy talking about?" So just disregard whatever we say, and just keep looking at nature and keep subscribing and liking. But other than that, Mark, the Reverend, my guy, how have you been?
I'm good, dude. I'm not gonna lie. I'm tired today, but I am good.
I am too. I'm sore. I went canoeing with Jared yesterday, and we paddled quite a bit, a couple hours, just out there on the water. So
Damn, that's a good day.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to get up from my chair here because I went for, I don't know how many miles it was today on my bike. I know how many kilometers, but you know, most of the people that listen to this podcast probably don't know the conversion rate of kilometers to miles. So I'm just going to try and find the mileage for everyone.
Oh, look at this.
But
Yeah.
what I did almost 57 miles on my bike today. Yeah.
Dang.
I'm kind of dead. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I could imagine.
Yeah. Took a wrong turn. Surprisingly, only added about 6 miles.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah. Yeah. But it was cool because the wrong turn took me to like this fresh water spring up in the hills.
Oh, cool.
So, was able to hydrate, rest. It was beautiful little like spring up there. You can just go. Filled up my water bottle, and I had a Camelback too, but of water. I only filled up a water bottle, and then I went off through the mountains here, actually on BLM land. So,
oh wow!
Shout out to the BLM. Good old Cascade Siskiyou's BLM land. I had no idea there was some like right there. So
yeah, you don't get a lot of BLM land like near population centers. It's a lot of just the that's why like really people don't know what BLM is, especially if you're on the East Coast, because there really isn't a lot over there. But out here in the West, it's one of those it's not national forest, it's not national park, it's not national grassland, it's just BLM land, which is a good word for desert land.
Cool thing about this BLM land, and I'm thinking we should just do it. Let's just not even really beat it down too much. But there's a resort up there. Ooh. We could buy it. It was for sale, and we could start the Wandering Ways Resort.
Yeah, we got to pay off your student loans first, and
yeah, good point.
Well, but maybe you guys could help us out.
What's a little bit more debt, huh?
Right.
Isn't that the American dream? Just have all that debt.
Hey, man, if you die, you don't have to pay it. So, I mean, just keep racking it up.
I guess.
Just keep that credit score high, and that debt is going. No. Speaking of places to stay, so I was out canoeing yesterday. We're down on the after bay of the Bighorn River, and for those of you who aren't familiar with the Bighorn River, it is one of the world's top fly fishing rivers. You look up any fly fishing magazine, they're going to talk about the Bighorn here in Montana. Great trout fishing. So we're actually up on the after bay, which is in between the river part as well as the dam. They have the Yellowtail Dam, which they dammed up the canyon So there's a big old called the Bighorn Canyon that they that goes through the Bighorn Mountains, and I'm talking tall canyon, 300. The boat radar can't detect the bottom. I bet you now. I mean, now with technology, we probably can, but like when I've been on boats and there, our radar isn't strong enough to detect the bottom. And I want to actually get up into the canyon myself with a canoe or a kayak with some people, because there's some arms that boats can't go in because there's logs blocking them, or just because boats can't fit, but a canoe or a kayak can. So there's some arms I want to get up into there. But there's also camping up in the canyon you can do. So you can go ahead and kayak or canoe in, or boat even for that matter. It's right there on the Montana-Wyoming border. So it's you can find like these campgrounds and camp for the night and then canoe back out. And it's really
That'd be
cool.
kind of cool. Yeah.
I was thinking you'd be down to do something like that.
Oh, yeah. It'd be super cool to take a canoe with your camp stuff in. It'd be very much some good old without a paddle kind of.
Right? You'd be in Montana too. So,
Well, that movie takes place in Oregon.
oh, what's the one I'm thinking of?
I don't know.
It
Without a
was a,
paddle's the one. It's got Dax Shepard,
it's those kids.
and they look for the guy that has the treasure.
Yeah, I know.
Which is
I
a
know
real
exactly what
thing.
I know
It's
what you're
real.
talking about. I'm thinking of A River Runs Through It.
Oh, that's a fly fishing movie.
Nah, it's about Montana.
That's a great movie though.
Yeah. So,
We watched that in my high school freshman English class.
oh, nice.
Yeah. We
I just lived
actually
it.
the teacher took us out and taught us how to fly fish.
Oh, cool.
What is it all like 10 and 2?
I mean, there's different techniques, I think that's the easiest one to teach, because then you get those guys that are like, well, that's the traditional method. And, you probably want to go more a 9 to 3, perfect 180 degrees of fly. And, you get those guys, and then you
It's all
get the
about that
fucking,
whip though, ain't it?
yes, because it's about that line shooting out of that when you whip it. It's going down as far as you throw it. They have contests all the time, like who can cast the farthest with a fly fishing line, and
Yeah.
there's some good stuff. I really like. I mean, I like fishing. I haven't really gotten into fly fishing because it does take time and practice. I'm a good spin fisher. I enjoy it. It's one of those activities in the wilderness that I enjoy.
Yeah. That's a great movie though. The river runs through it. It's a young Brad Pitt. Young
Yeah,
Brad Pitt. So if you're into Brad Pitt and want to check him in his young days, spoiler, still good looking.
yeah. When he looks more like me,
I was gonna say he looks more like me, but okay.
that works, right? That works.
It was pre Angelina Jolie days.
Oh,
So
shoot.
I think it was actually pre Jennifer Aniston the first go round.
Oh man.
Yeah, just so you know, I stay up to date on like 4 celebrities.
I mean,
I don't know why Brad Pitt's in there. I just his news pops up.
yeah, but like again, like the news you cited isn't that like new either. It's older stuff. So like prior knowledge.
Yeah,
Fuck. I had
it's
a high school
public domain now.
exactly. I had a high school teacher that was like that he would just be like, there's this one kid, he was a grade above me, because it was a juniors and seniors class that he was teaching, and he would always say, this one kid Parker would be like, he'd just be like, Parker, man, I don't know how you've survived just on like the prior knowledge you've learned like throughout your whole life, but like it's going to catch up to you one day. And I mean, sure enough, I don't know where the kid's at, but probably has, where it's like, yeah, you're surviving now, but wait till it really catches up to you. And I think there's a few other people I know like that, where it's like, they act like a college degree, isn't much for them, but because they're still learning from videos or other things. And it's like, yeah, but there's a little bit more to it. There's the communication, there's those conversations you're having with the who, the what, the various experiences at those tables, coming together. And I think that's something a lot of people don't understand.
I mean, yeah, I can see your point. I can see your point there. Um, anyways, jumping into the main topic. I mean, we kind of already hit some things on activities to do in the wild, out in nature, stuff you can do while you're out exploring nature, or things that get you out to explore nature. We are
Well,
going to do our top 5 favorite nature oriented activities.
exactly. And if they're going to get you, they're going to get you out to your national parks. They're going to get you out to that BLM land we were talking about. They're going to get you out into that national forest land, that national grassland, wherever that may be, wherever you may be at. If it's state land, it could be state land that you're going to, state park, and you're going to go like, hey, what can I do? What is there for me to do? I think that's part of what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about a little bit of kind of our experiences in these activities, and then try and relate them back to you, and how you can maybe do them in some of these parks or adventures you go on. And definitely, if you have any questions, because most of these are coming from our experiences, we don't know necessarily what you're experiencing out there. So yeah, go ahead and shoot us some questions, or let us know. Let us know your 5 activities, what you like to do. We talked about Kelman's when we talked about his top 5 dream adventures that he would like to go on. Um, yeah, just shoot us. We'll talk about them, because it's always fun to talk about these fun things to do, because sometimes you hear something someone says and you're like, I can do that? How? What? Where? When? Why? I want to know. Well, Wandering Ways is the place for that. So,
We're just trying to get you to wander on outside, but
maybe wander to Bigfoot.
wander into Bigfoot.
Yeah, just stumble right into him. Just, oh, hey, guy.
Yeah, I mean, most of these activities, at least that I have on my list, you can run into Bigfoot on them.
Yeah,
So,
I think one of mine, you actually did run into your Bigfoot with one of my activities, but we're not going to spoil that.
yeah,
If you guys have listened to that episode, you might know what activity I'm talking about, but who knows? Gotta listen.
And to be fair, if you've been listening to this podcast enough, you could probably guess our top 5.
Right?
Yeah. But anyway,
gonna...
let's just jump on into the top 5. We're gonna go here. Zach, you want to start off?
Yeah, my number 5. Oh, this is a good one, because this is something I got to do in Albuquerque, New Mexico. It's one of the most spectacular events that they do in the fall, and you get to see the beautiful Sandia Mountains. You get to see the Rio Grande River during October. It's called the Balloon Fiesta, hot air ballooning. I got the privilege, and I'm very blessed and thankful for the opportunity to be able to go up in a hot air balloon. It's just peaceful. It's quiet. There's not a lot going on. It's actually been like something my whole life. I've always, this was the 4th grade, and here I am, 25 years old, almost 26 now, telling you guys this, and I want a hot air balloon. It's like $12,000. I know I got to probably get a pilot's license and learn and all that, but I'm wanting to, because it's such a cool hobby, and you have no true control over which way you go, kind of which way the wind's blowing that day. If you end up in a farmer's field, or if you end up in the river or in a parking lot, wherever that may be. I got to see Smokey the Bear balloon crash into some like telephone towers, and they all lived. The balloon got popped and it caught up, but they like climbed out because the basket was up against like a ladder, so they're able to climb down the ladder of these poles, so it worked out for them.
Huh.
But yeah, I was like watching the balloon, and I was like, I don't think it's stuck. I had one of those point and shoot cameras, those disposable ones that Kodak used to make. So like I have pictures of it, like, from that far away, because there's no zoom, but it was cool. You can do these things in like the Grand Canyon, I believe, not necessarily in the national park itself. I believe it's actually closer to Las Vegas, and that side of the Grand Canyon. You're able to, I believe, hot air balloon in. They also offer helicopter tours to a certain area. And I actually watched on Disney Plus a documentary about the helicopters, and or it's about these guys who they actually hike and canoe the whole river, which is like a lot longer than the actual canyon because of like river miles.
Yeah,
Uh, and so they do that journey, and
that's
towards the end of it,
amazing.
they really get into the helicopters, and like they take a time lapse of like all the helicopters they count coming into that area, and the air pollution and the noise pollution it creates, and they call it helicopter like alley.
Oh
But
shit.
if you're into that, you can do it, which I mean, stuff like that is cool. You can do it in like Canyonlands, Moab. I don't know. I love hot air ballooning, so I'm into it.
I feel it. I dig it. I dig it. I've never been. Um, never really even thought about it, just because Pacific Northwest, not a lot of places do hot air ballooning out here. But anyways, my number five is something that I don't do enough of, and I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite things to do, but I'm horrible at it. I'm gonna be straight right now. Like I am horrible. So if you're good at bouldering or rock climbing, top rope climbing, hit me up. Let's go, because I need to learn. I need to get better. And but I love doing it. It is so much fun and it's a great workout.
You
So
know who you need to hit up is Toos. Toos is a big rock climber, and he's not too far from you. He's down in Eugene.
is he? I didn't know that.
Oh, he's huge into it. Back at Oregon State, he would go that rock climbing. He worked there. He's really big. He does Monkey Face and Smith Rock out there.
Shit, he's legit.
Yeah.
Legit. I'm like I said, I'm not good. I'm
Yeah.
not good at all. But I know that. And I'm okay with that because I have a blast. I have a blast. And there's nothing like getting up on a top rope or even like lead climbing if you're not the one leading. Um, knowing that you could fall to your death. It's exciting. It helps. I have no idea that I have a fear of heights until I'm at heights. It's it's like it's a nice thing to help overcome that fear. I don't know why I have a fear of heights, because I'm always like, let's go high, let's get up there. But then I get up there, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing up here?
Yeah, I think that's part of just your like understanding of where you are at in the world at that time. Like, hey, if I fall, I'm done. And I think that's something too we don't realize in our just everyday, right? Like at any moment it could just, car come out of nowhere, bus come out of nowhere, you jump off the hot air balloon, you fall off the rock, so you got to be thankful for it, one, but two, I think it's
Yeah.
knowing that, because you're knowing in that instant versus like not knowing.
True,
He's
true,
not
true.
thinking about it.
Yeah, it's like brain aneurysms. They're scary because they can happen at any moment. But yeah, so that's my number five, bouldering or rock climbing. Love it, trash at it, but anyways, I do love it. Your number four?
My number four is good old hunting. And I know there might be some people that are like, "Ooh, hunting, I'm a PETA lover, I'm a this." So I'm sorry, but I'm just gonna hit you with, I'm Native American. We've been doing this for thousands of years. Your veganism or PETAism has only been around for a couple hundred, so let me talk. But part of it too is the camaraderie, right? Like, going with your family, having those moments in the middle of nowhere where, it's a snowy mountain in an open field and you and the wildlife. It's the conversations had in the car, or, walking around, and the animal experiences. I've been blessed to see eagles, golden bald eagles. I've gotten to see a bald eagle snap a hawk's back out of the sky, because he was hunting in his area, and this was because I was hunting. I've seen deer of all types, beautiful antlers, elk in the hundreds, in places where elk shouldn't be. I've seen wolves in places where wolves shouldn't be. All thanks to hunting. I've been able to go on bison hunts. These cool things that also relate back to my ancestors and what they did for survival and the ceremonies behind that, to also partake in that in, my generation, and then use the animals for food, just, like they did, and save some money while doing it. Cause, eating a deer is a lot cheaper than buying meat from the store.
That's
So
true.
it
That's
helps out. But I love it. I mean, hunting's fun. You can do a lot with it. If you're into duck hunting, goose hunting, big game, little game, it's fun. No matter who you
pheasant
are.
hunting, upland bird. Uh,
Speaking of pheasant, man, I got one yesterday in the Rougarou driving, man, smacked my windshield.
you hit a pheasant
It just flew out of the ditch right into the car.
like a pheasant.
Do you
Like,
not see my
it's
windshield?
like the size of a football.
Yeah.
You hit one.
Yeah. Do you not see my windshield?
No, I didn't see.
I'm surprised it didn't come in. Like, that's how bad it hit. It was crazy because it was over here in the left side. I'm driving, right? He's in the field to the left, and I see it. Well, it's a her, actually. She was brown. She gets up, takes off, right? Clears the car probably about a foot, right? Decides to turn back into the middle of the road. Her, just like, if she would have just kept going straight, she's safe. Turn back into the road, boom. Jared's just kind of zoning out, like just watching the road, and I have some stuff in the way, like hanging off my mirror, so I don't think he really saw it coming. He just heard the thump and was like, "What just happened? Oh my god!"
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and then he hit a bird on the way home too, from my house.
Oh.
Must be that time of year.
The biggest bird I've ever hit with my car has been a seagull.
They're still big.
I know, but we weren't going fast enough. It was like when I was in high school. Me and my buddy I played golf with a lot. He's sitting in the passenger seat. Dude, it's the funniest thing in the world. I still remember. Because the seagull comes and it's like we're going slow and there's a ton of them. This one just hits the windshield. It's more of like a little love tap, but you can hear the thump of it, right? And he's in the passenger seat and he's just like, what the fuck? It was so funny to see the reaction.
Well, the reason I bring that up too is because this isn't the first time I've hit a bird on one of these adventures.
You hit birds all the time.
All the time.
Yeah. I think we've actually talked about you hitting a bird on the podcast before.
That's what I mean. We got to have the counter going. This one's a pheasant. If you're
seriously. If you look right above Zach's face right now, there'll be another count.
Right? No, because I mean, even when me and you were going to Yellowstone for your first time, right? Going to the Beartooth, hit a bird.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know, man.
Hit birds, it happens.
Hey, Darwinism, right? Survival of the fittest. Only the fittest shall survive.
That's a theory.
But other than that, number 4 is hunting. You have fun. You can get birds too. This one, probably just go to some coyote or fox along the way. Gave them some meat, or a bird even, if you eat another bird. But what's your number 4? I'm curious because we haven't discussed this. So
no, my number 4. I mean, I'm gonna be real. My top 5 list probably not the most exciting for the average people out there.
Okay.
I mean, if you know me, you probably can guess this one. It's all about that trail running, man. Okay. Finding a good trail and getting my run in for the day, whether it's just a simple 5K, whether it's a little bit longer than that, or like 10K. I'm not a marathon runner, but yeah, I like to get out and run. So trail running, when you can get on a nice trail, did a bunch of it in the redwoods. So shoot, you can do anything in the redwoods. You're going to have a time. So
are you so running? I guess I'm curious. I want to ask, is there like a certain distance when you are going out trail running in places that you're trying to go every time, or is it more based on like the trail? Are there certain types of trails you're looking for?
Not super. Sometimes I look for new ones. Sometimes I just set a distance and I'm like, you know what? I haven't been on this trail. I don't know how far it's going to go. So I'm going to go X amount and then I'm going to turn around. I've done that many a times. And then I'll repeat a few. If there's a good distance and pretty scenery, then like that one makes my like repeat one. And I'll probably do that one a couple times a month.
Nice.
So it
Any
really kind of depends.
good trails down there by Ashland by you there in Oregon?
There are a lot of good trails. The issue with the trails here in Ashland, it's all freaking hills. You head, no, they're all hills. It's all freaking hills. So
That's good. You're getting in shape.
yeah, it's killer, man. It's freaking killer. I went and did this one kind of near the PCT, but I was like, all right, I'm gonna go. And I'm thinking, all right, we got a hill. I'm just gonna bust up this hill and they'll be flat at the top. No. I just did I just did a 5K, so not even that far. But the whole 2.5 kilometers up that I went was all uphill.
Wow.
I was like, screw this. That's why I turned around at 2.5 kilometers.
Nice. I feel you, man. I get it. I ran cross country. I get it.
Yeah.
You had those flatland days, then you had those uphill days.
Yeah. I mean, I grew up running on the beach. So it's like, it's flat. It's sand, but it's flat.
Yeah. No, it makes sense.
But thank you, Wanderers, for checking us out. Make sure that you are hitting that like button, that subscribe button, leaving us a review on the iTunes, on the Spotify's, or wherever that you are checking out this podcast today. We really appreciate it. Any kind of feedback, we love it. Make sure to check out the YouTube so you can see our beautiful faces instead of just listening to those beautiful voices. But hit the like and subscribe button there too to see all of the fun Wandering Ways stuff.
Yeah, on the YouTube too. Make sure to check out those videos like Mark's amazing 30-day road trip where he lived out of the back of a Jeep. And if you want to commemorate it, go ahead and pick yourself up that Wandering Ways swag. In the Linktree bio, click the swag button. If you're just on YouTube or Google or some sort of thing, go teespring.com/wanderingways. You'll find us. You'll find socks. You'll find shirts. You'll find whatever you want to put our logo on, and you can have it for sure.
And maybe you only like one of the Wandering Ways team members here, and you want to check out maybe just me personally, because obviously I might be the better one. Check me out, Reverend Marcus, on the Instagram, on the Twitter. I got some fun stuff there.
Hey, and you might be into Jeeps. You could check out my Jeep, the Rougarou. You might be into adventures. Check out Zach of Wandering Ways. Who knows? You can find it all with us at Wandering Ways, the nature podcast.
Yeah, let's keep wandering on. This is probably actually a decent stopping point for cool shit in nature.
Oh gosh, this segment again? I'm just kidding. I love it.
Yeah, it's time to show some cool shit in nature. Today we are going to the great country, continent, mainland of Africa.
Oh, okay. All right.
So this is a lion and a zebra kind of going at it. This zebra is not going down easy.
No, and they won't. You watch these animals in nature, man. They'll fight back.
Yeah. Have you seen that new documentary on Netflix, Life in Color?
Yes, I have. It's really cool. I encourage everyone to check it out.
Yeah, well, it's super cool. New appreciation for zebras.
Right? The way the herd and the stripes work together and just like
those zebras figured it out. They hacked life. Not even just the like confusion of all the stripes, but the fact that bugs don't go on them.
Right?
That was the thing that got me the most. I was like, you're telling me if I just go out in a bunch of black and white stripes, I'm not going to get bit by a mosquito.
Well, and that's my thing, right? So if you're a clothing, out a Cabela's or a Bass Pro clothing outline, right? How come you're not making your zebra line?
Right? Oh, I think all of those companies should have their zebra prints now.
Especially if you did like a light mesh type shirt where it's like very breathable.
Yeah. You
Um,
call it like the camping campfire line where it's just like you're chilling at the campsite type deal. Like at that point, you're just looking for comfy stuff to sit around the fire. Like you don't have to look that good.
yeah. But yeah, no, I mean that video, I mean he just kind of I mean it looks like he wins the zebra.
Yeah, it did look like the
Chase the
zebra.
lion.
Um,
Which yeah, I mean that's another thing. You look at those predators and like we think like, yeah, lion going to kill him, bear going to kill him, but you watch, there's a reason you don't see many videos of a bear taking down a bison in Yellowstone. You don't, because they're going to go scavenge. They're lazier. Animals are lazy just like humans. They want to go find the easiest thing. Look at their trails, right? Just go out to any field if you have the opportunity to. Go look at the cow trails. They take the area of least resistance. The animals walking down to the water hole. They take the trail of least resistance.
oh, 100%.
Like they're just as lazy as us.
100%. There's a reason why when you watch those documentaries, half the time when they're talking about the predators and stuff, they're like, they haven't eaten in 4 weeks, because shit's hard. Shit's hard.
Right. And when they get that one, they're feasting for a week.
Yeah. Then they got to keep fighting for it too. Once you get it, doesn't mean it's like game over if we're eating for like, the next week. Nah, you're fighting. You're fighting to just keep your meal.
Right. No, you like those, they show those videos of, like those golden eagles, right? Or,
Yeah.
there they are. And oh, the next one's coming. Oh, the next pride of lions wants it. Oh, the wolf is here, but now the bear's coming, Oh,
See, I tried explaining that to my parents on why I kept stabbing my siblings at the dinner table. I was like, you got to fight to keep your meal here.
right. No, you're not wrong. I mean, look at the whales. I forget what documentary that is, but it's the whale carcass they're filming and how it kind of starts from the top of the ocean and who it feeds up there, the birds, the fish, and then all the way down to the bottom to where the bones even get,
Oh, yeah.
decayed, and they're just a part of the life cycle of the world, um, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, super cool. Anyways, let's jump back into the top three for outdoor activities. Top three here.
Yeah, and I think these three, the thing I like about my top three is I think we get more into the things that I guess I'm doing more on a daily basis. In that sense, when I'm not working, I'm probably doing one of these three things. And I'm super stoked and excited about that. One is number three is fishing, right? I love to fish. I've done it my whole life. I was taught to fish. I go ice fishing. I go summer fishing. I go, fly fishing from a boat, from a canoe, from a kayak, from the shore. I do it all. And there's videos out there to prove it. A couple that I released just the other day. But I mean, it's fun. There's something calming about it. I think that motion of casting and reeling, and just enjoying Mother Nature. Like I was sitting on the canoe and I was looking up, and sure as shit, there were 6 eagles at a high elevation, just circling right above us, just hanging out. And then you have, we're just canoeing along and a beaver runs out of his dam and just, cool, and this is because, we want to be out there. We're just casting reels. We're fishing. We're looking for fish. You see some cool fish fishing sometimes, you catch something. You're like, wow, that one, like I went with Matt Buddy, he was our guest that we just had on. And well, I don't know actually if we just had him on or if he'll be on, but
He's on somewhere around this episode.
He's on many of our episodes, everybody. Check
Yeah.
out the great Matt Buddy. But he caught a fish last year when he was out here in Montana. And it was a brown trout, brook trout mix. So it's kind of a hybrid between those two. So it had the like brown trout and brook trout spots, which are very distinctly different from one another. And just the combination of how that was on the fish just really cool. And we wouldn't have known that unless he caught it. So
Yeah.
I love fishing's fun.
Yeah, I know you really like fishing. I know. Every time I'm up in Sealy, let's go pike fishing.
It's fun. You just
Yeah.
it's no different than sitting around a campfire and having those conversations. The only difference is you're throwing a rod in the water.
Yeah. I mean, I'll go on the boat, but I really like fishing. You
That's
know,
fine.
remember when the first time I went pike fishing and I was joking with you. I was like, "You're telling me if I just go figure eight with the rod, I'm gonna catch one." And sure enough, like one came out.
Yeah, and that's exactly it, right? With pike, that's one of the things you do is if you see them follow, because they'll follow the lure. They're creepy little bitches, and they'll follow it right to the boat. And I say if you do those figure eights, they think the fish is turning around, and that's when they strike. And sure enough, you're just dicking around on the side of the boat.
Yeah.
They did it. I
Ooh.
wasn't kidding,
Yeah.
but exactly. See, you have moments like that you'll never forget that.
I know, but every time after, I think I've just gotten to go on the boat because I really
Yeah.
don't.
I feel you. I mean, the thing for me is my uncle, he's a big fisherman. He's a big walleye fisherman. He's won numerous tournaments in his life. He does the like big ones up on Fort Peck and whatnot. To the point of when he has Jared on the boat with him, like when they're starting off first thing in the morning, like he's putting his coolers, he's putting everything to the back of the boat to put all that weight in the back of the boat because they're taking off and going. So he's like that strategic, of like every little thing matters. That's how like what he does. So like that's who was one of the people who taught me fishing, you know? And
My
and and I
goodness.
think the problem with you coasties is you're familiar with ocean fish, right? It's the same shit. We're out here, it's like I'm fishing for trout one day, I'm fishing for walleye, I'm fishing for bass, and it's all different things on these ponds. And being in Billings, our access to the mountains, our access to the reservoirs, our access to the rivers is a little bit different. It's more
Yeah.
diverse in that sense.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, a lot of salmon fishing out this way. You get some bass fishing. You get some bass fishing, but
Yeah.
oh, and then you'll get some steelhead. You'll get some steelhead.
So basically, what you've told me is you fish for salmon because steelhead are salmon.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that is what we fish for.
Well, and
Silvers.
other. Oh,
Um,
go ahead.
I was just gonna say it's silvers, kings, and then you got to go far up north to get them reds.
But see, exactly that. And the problem that you guys have, I think, is you have a lot of seasons out there in Oregon. Like, can't fish this river this weekend to that week, so you have to be super knowledgeable in that. We're out here, yes, there's regulations per lake where it's like, but they're a lot less regulated in the sense that, you know, okay, I can catch 10 trout, I can catch 5 catfish, I can catch this, I can catch that, right? There's a little bit more diversity in that sense, and to fish for each one of those is different. Um, Plus, like, I mean, up in the Beartooth, there's some lakes that have the Arctic grayling. I would love to catch an Arctic grayling or a golden trout. Arctic grayling are catch and release only in the state of Montana, as they should
Oh,
be. And then a lot of the Yellowstone cutthroat and
yeah.
trout like that. But I love fishing, man. I don't know, it's fun.
Hey, there ain't nothing wrong with fishing. It's just a little too slow for me.
Yeah, and I get it. And to me, that's what like when I'm at a lake, yeah, that's my enjoyment. I'll take it slow.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, if I'm just again hanging out on the boat, I like hanging out on the boat, but I don't want to like plunk, plunk, and I don't want to like plunk and sit either. Like if I'm gonna get fish, I want thousands of pounds.
You want to destroy this planet. I see. Okay.
No, I want to go. I want commercial fishing.
Well, that's what I mean. Destroy the
Back
planet.
up. No, they manage that well. It's like one of the only like truly sustainable fisheries out there.
The salmon ones.
The
Yeah.
sockeyes that they
Yeah,
got
yeah.
up
What
in.
you were doing, not the whaling and the other,
No,
not
no,
the other
no.
ones.
That's what I mean. Like one of the few, it may be like one of like less than five truly sustainable fisheries.
No, exactly.
You know,
No. But what's your number three? I'm curious. I'm curious.
my number three, um, it's a classic. It's a classic outdoor activity. It's one everyone can do. It's one everybody talks about. It's a solid classic. It's hiking.
Oh shit.
Yep. I love good old hiking, whether it's hiking to the top of a mountain, whether it's hiking to a lake, hiking to a waterfall, or hiking to a cool rock. We're hiking through a cave. Um, I like hiking, you know, it's a good low impact activity. You can see a lot of cool shit out there.
Yeah, no, I mean that's my number two, so we can kind of take some time to talk a little bit more about it because kind of that's the next thing I will talk about. But yeah, I love hiking. That's why it's my number two. It's easy to do. It's
Yeah.
you and wherever you want to be.
Yeah. And you can make it as long or as short as you want it to be.
Exactly. And if the trail says 1 mile, but you only want to do half of that mile, go for it.
Yeah. You know, it could be just a little old loop, you know, see some cool things and you're out. It's nice. Maybe you're time crunched. Go for a quick hike. Maybe you got all weekend. Go for a big hike. You know?
Well, and I think exactly right. And hiking does not have to be in the mountains, right?
Oh,
I
no.
think that's the problem is we've associated it in society enough with that to where no, like you could be in the middle of New York City and walk 13 miles and you're on concrete. I consider that a hike because you're hiking,
Well, 13 miles in New York, that's a trek.
right? Just walk the city
Yeah.
streets, man.
Yeah, you know, hiking's fantastic. Whether it's through a forest, whether it's on the beach, whether it's up in the mountains, whether it's in the desert, you know, there's a lot of cool stuff out there. And I mean, shoot, hiking, it's just so like so classic, and there's so many directions you can go with it, which is why it's such a good outdoor activity.
Yeah, and I think that's why it's so high on my list for sure. Is that same reason? Is it's the activity I think we default to. Well, let's just
Yeah.
go walk that trail. Okay, sure. There's a
Yeah.
waterfall at the end. Okay, why not?
It's a prize.
What I guess my question, do you have any preferences with hiking? Like I guess mountains, right? For you are kind of your goal.
Yeah, I always like getting up to a peak and looking down at stuff. That's
Yeah.
kind of what I always look for. And I think it's because I'm from Oregon, where, you know, 80% of the hikes here in Oregon are to a waterfall or have a waterfall on them. So I'm not like I love waterfalls, don't get me wrong, but like we don't have a lot of those hike to a peak to look down kind of stuff. So I think I seek those out because it's like it's a more novel hike.
Yeah. I get
What do
that.
you like in a hike?
I think I like a destination. And with that being said, it's at the end of this, we'll be able to see the everything. At the end of this, we'll see this waterfall, we'll see this lake, we'll see this like there's an ending. And I think because that's the hard thing for me I have with some hikes I've been on where there is no like true ending
Yeah.
and you kind of got to tell yourself like all right, like I'm done now, I'm going to turn around, or
Yeah.
oh, it just went kind of here and didn't really like do anything. It was a good loop, which is fine. I mean, I'll do those, but when I'm out hiking, I'm looking for that, oh, Pyramid Peak. Okay, yeah, if we get to the top of this, we'll probably be able to see all of Crescent Lake, which we were. Oh, this, geyser loop in Yellowstone's going to take me around all these geysers. Oh, cool. Oh, this hike's going to take me to Cracker Lake. Okay. I like that kind of stuff. I like, even when we went to Glacier Park last summer with Matt, Buddy, Bobby, and Tyler, we were going to go to look, I believe, like a national forest, like lookout station for fires. We didn't get to the top. I was kind of bummed, but I would have been excited to see that because there was a destination associated.
Yeah, that would have been a cool little spot.
It was just raining, and Matt.
Shitty weather.
And when you're wearing jeans in the rain, that is not fun for anyone.
Yeah.
You're just getting your pants soaked.
Yeah. I don't wear jeans.
I think Matt, Bobby, and Tyler were.
I don't know who all were, but
which just sucks.
Like I don't think I own a pair of jeans, to be fair.
I mean, you don't really have to.
No. It's just everybody it's like the classic look. Everybody has jeans, everybody wears jeans. What was it when I was a freshman in college? That was like the going out look, like jeans and a shirt, nice shirt. That was your going to party. Yeah, that's was the main. It was jeans and a flannel.
That's the Oregon Bozeman look. I feel like is jeans, flannel, and then a black Columbia vest.
Yep. Yeah. But
guy or girl,
you're not wrong.
The guy's wearing a hat, though. The guy's wearing a hat.
Yep. Yeah, the guys will wear a hat, and then the girls will rock a scarf in the winter.
Oh, yeah. I like that. No, it's just one of your classic looks, and yeah. I wear a lot of jeans just because it's makes sense.
Yeah. Anyways, moving on to my number 2. I put this one over hiking because it's a little bit more adventurous, a little bit more crazy. I do this one a lot. It's biking. We talked about it today because I literally just went on a marathon of a bike ride. But even if it's mountain biking, when I was back in Humboldt going mountain biking through the redwoods, downhill, that kind of stuff, or these long, steady ones, like I love it. It's a fantastic workout. I can go out for hours checking out all these different things. I have a whole little like forever story thing devoted on my Instagram of bike views. So it's like, I kind of like biking.
And it makes sense. That's you. At least that's you as of recently. These last few years, I feel like you've really gotten and bought into that hobby, which is good for you. I think it's good training. It's good exercise. It's fun.
Oh yeah. No, it's fun. I like biking's just it's solid because I can get a lot of places. I hate cars, so gonna take the next best route for it, which is biking typically. So
yeah, because I remember the first time I met you, well, when I first started to get to know you, the first bike I knew you had was the one you put out to pasture.
yeah. That my college bike was a classic. I tell everybody I started the bike share program at Oregon State because I had a bike that was stolen 3 times and I got it back every time.
You didn't get it back. You found it on campus, abandoned on a new bike rack every time.
Yeah, that's exactly. It was. Yeah. And so what I think happened is someone come out of class and they need to get across campus really quick and they'd see a bike that wasn't locked and they'd take it across campus. Now everyone right now is probably going like, Mark, why the hell didn't you lock it? This was not a bike you locked. Because I guarantee you the reason why they left it at their destination is they probably went like, I got here as quick as walking and I had to work way harder.
Oh, I remember that. That was funny because I think one of the times you found it, I was with you, and you're like, "There's my bike all the way over here. I haven't been over here in weeks." And you're just like, "Oh God."
Yeah. Yeah. I got the brakes replaced while I was in college. Cost me like 15 bucks. And the guy who was putting the brakes on for me, he's like, dude, that is 15 more dollars than I would spend on this bike.
Well, you got to stop somehow.
Right? That's what I was telling him. I had to do the brakes are so bad they didn't work. So it was like for the first 2 years, it was a foot brake. You'd hear me coming. You see longboarders do it with their foot. It's just, because it's on the foot on the pavement. That's me on my bike. Just,
Bird and rubber.
yeah, yeah. But
God.
But yeah, no, biking, that's my number 2 activity. Number 1 for you?
Number one, and this again, like biking for you, is no surprise, no kind of, you know, what's going on there. But for me, it's kayaking or canoeing. And you could even put like electric motor boats up there too, just because being out on the water is just fun for me. I was a swimmer in high school, so I love the water. Um, when you're out there paddling and canoeing, you can get into places that boats can't. There's a lot of bodies of water that are not motorcraft boats are allowed on, so you can put a kayak or canoe on, which I like. There's a lot of places, little slot canyons you could possibly go up into that a boat can't. Um, and then like yesterday when I was out, I was able to sit there in the canoe, no music playing, and just be quiet and listen to the birds, listen to the water, just look at everything around me. And it was just, it's spectacular, magnificent, whatever word you want to use to describe it. It's that kind of just feeling you get out in nature, that you get with any one of these activities really. But just something about being on the water is, I don't know if it's, the Ojibwe Cree in me coming out, from the Great Lakes, those Indians on there, in the canoes, the rice paddies, and that's just in my blood and always will be in my blood. I don't know what it is, but I love it. I got the itch.
I feel you, dude. I feel you. Being on the water is something else. Not gonna lie, it kind of goes with my number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean mine's whitewater rafting.
Oh shit.
So, it's a boat on water or some sort of flotation device on water. So, shoot, I get it. I get it.
Well, and whitewater rafting right there, like I said, right up there with it. You're out on the water, you're
Yeah.
experiencing nature. You gotta come to Montana, man. We got mountains and we got water.
I got that here.
I know.
I got mountains. I got water. I got whitewater rafting. I got canoeing possibilities. Kayaking spots. I got sick forests, and I got the beach. I kind
Yeah,
of got it all here.
you do. You do. We just got the grasslands out here in eastern Montana that you do get that in eastern Oregon a little bit. The high desert.
Yeah, it's not really like grassland though.
It's sagebrush. It's
Yeah.
it's high desert essentially is what it
Yeah.
is. It's fun if you're into that. No, I love it. I mean, I guess like particular me for me when I'm out on the water, I like my more mountainy lakes personally. I like the little rivers and stuff you can go up into, but I've been down, like Lake Powell in Arizona is cool. You're right there in the desert. A lot of those rock formations, those canyon formations, that's just as cool. Get out on like the Yellowstone River, go whitewater rafting on that. That's done that. That's fun.
Say, didn't we do the Yellowstone River?
I've done it. Well, yes, I've done it with you right there in Gardner. Great place to do it. But I've also done it from Columbus to Billings, and that was like a 12-hour trip all day long.
Shit.
It was a fun day. There was even a point where the raft got stuck because Jared wanted to jump off and swim. He was probably a freshman in high school, or he was in high school, so this was years ago, probably like 2007. and we're rafting on the Yellowstone, and he was off, but he was having a, like, just because the current and everything on the raft and where we're at, he was having a hard time pulling himself in. So we got the raft, kind of went over to one of the islands on the river, but it got pinned up against the tree, and Jared started going like under the raft, and it gets dangerous. That's that's I guess what's fun about it.
Yeah, whitewater can get sketch. I love it though, dude.
Yeah.
Shoot, I love it. I wanted to be a guide. I wanted to be a whitewater guide and live on the river for the summer. Just get pitted every day, whitewater rafting, and then go to my real job once fall hit up.
You should look into just finding one of those companies out there on like the Deschutes that do that.
I know. I have thought about it because I think literally like around the corner from where I live, there's like a spot that people go.
You should just figure out what it would take, because I know there's a lot of teachers out here in Billings. If you guys are ever out this way and you really want to do a really cool whitewater rafting towards the Stillwater River out of Absaroka, just beautiful. You got the beautiful mountain views. You have the Stillwater River, great trout fishing. But you have the dewdrop, you have cliff jumping, you have just various different things on the river that you can do. And there's like there's a teacher and a couple teachers that I knew that were teachers here in Billings that actually worked as guides in the summer out there.
Oh, I'm sure.
Just work for tips.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I would hands down, if I was going to become a guide. I was going to take like this guide course. But I had like a time conflict, and then so I wasn't able to do it. But I told my dad, I was like, if I end up becoming this whitewater rafting guide, I think I'm just going to start working at a high school, and then in the summers I'll whitewater raft all summer long, and then I'll head back to the high school. And my dad was just like, I envy that kind of life.
I mean, it's not a bad way of living, I was down on the Bighorn, like I was saying, and we went into a couple fly shops, and in those fly shops, one of those were kids, or I guess kids, they're 30s, 20s like us, right? But they do that every day. They do it every day because just of the demeanor and how they act and what they're wearing, and the dogs running through the shop and their boat sitting right out front, just right. The interaction, and you're like, yeah, that's a great life to live if that's what you want to live. But there's a few more things I like to add into my life, like accessibility to an airport, a job that pays really well, a job that, I interact with people on a daily basis. Because sometimes some of those, when you're working in the middle of nowhere, you don't see people for a week or two.
Yeah, you can. That's true. That's true.
And I need that interaction.
Yeah. But it's a good top 5 list. I'm not gonna lie.
It is.
It is. Top 5 list.
Because I mean, I look at it, right, and I'm like, hot air ballooning. I guess I gotta buy one. When I save up the money, or when Wandering Ways makes it big, and we have our own Wandering Ways hot air balloon that Zach's captaining. Hunting, going to do that this fall with Matt. Buddy's probably said he might come out to Montana to come hunting with us. So. Right. I'm looking at that. Fishing, probably going to end up doing that like in the next week or so. Hiking, same thing. I'll go walk somewhere. Kayak, canoe, probably going to end up doing that in the week with some big things coming. I've been talking to Tyler about planning a trip this summer because I don't have to wait for my partner in crime on the Wandering Ways podcast, the Reverend, for every trip I have to do. And same with you guys. You don't have to wait for anyone to go on your trips. You can do it by yourself, or you can find someone else that wants to. It's not my fault that you work. For all you listeners, he's making a heart on the screen and breaking it because he's mad I'm going on a trip without him. But he's got work and I have some time off and I'm going to use it.
Yeah. I mean, I did find a trail that I could take my bike on in Crater Lake, so I might do that here soon.
Oh, that would be cool. I'd be a little jealous. I've never, what's crazy is, I mean, maybe I was when I was really little, but I'm not going to count that because I can't remember it. And there's not a time I can remember ever going to Crater Lake. My grandparents had a cabin on Crescent Lake, which is down that area.
Curry Lake's cool.
Yeah, I want to go.
It's worth the look. It's worth the look. It's only a couple hours from me. But anyways, I got to be that guy. We're getting to that point in the show where I have to say it's time for final words. So, final words, my guy.
You know, I think I'm just going to kind of keep it easy and just have you guys think this week and really just, I've been talking to people about them wanting to do things. And part of you wanting to do things is just making it happen, finding out how to happen. And I know I've talked about this many times before, but that's a huge part of who we are is if you want to go find Bigfoot, you got to go try and find Bigfoot. You want to go hike a mountain, you got to go try and hike a mountain. You can't just talk about it. You can't just say it. You got to do it. And actions speak a lot louder than words. So don't talk about it, just fucking do it. And those are my final words.
I like it. It's true. Just go out there and do it. Reverend's final words of wisdom today. Stay beautiful, everybody. Can't tell you how much I appreciate every single one of you wanderers out there. Everybody, send in your top 5 activities. We'll read them off next show. The real kind of final words of wisdom is just kind of going on with the theme of today. Get outside, do something. Make your list of top 5 favorite activities. Go out this weekend and do one of those top 5. Enjoy nature in however you want to enjoy nature. But what's important is you are enjoying nature.
And by the end of summer, make sure you do all 5 of those things. This weekend, like Mark says, just do one. But by the end of the summer, you need to do all 5.
Exactly. That being said, peace out, everybody.
Bye.